I cannot believe it is fall time here on YouTube. So excited to get out all of my fall decor. Check out the Dollar Tree for new fall decor pieces. Today I am sharing some 5-minute or less DIYs and easy to do. If you ever see them, make sure you grab these. Just plain white foam dice. I know that they have put out like the dice that have the print on the edges that you have to paint, but these are actually plain white. I haven't been able to find them in my stores yet, so I wanted to share with them. I'm actually going to be turning these into some of those adorable little faux marshmallows that you see everywhere. They make like the cutest ones on Etsy, but they can be super pricey, so you actually can make your own. I'm actually taking the stems out of this muted pumpkin, if that's what it says on the tag. But Dollar Tree has tons of pumpkins out where you can just take the stems off easily. And these are one of the gorgeous stems that they have right now. I just took my scissors, put a little hole so that I could easily press the little stem down into it. And then creating some little bows out of some of the green and white gingham print ribbon, as well as just a little bit of baker's twine. Whenever I am making bows, I like to go ahead and make 2, 3, or 4 of them and just pick out my favorite one. That's just something I like to do. And then I have bows on hand for like the next project, and it just makes it super easy whenever I'm crafting. I'm using a Sharpie for the little face. I didn't even get these perfect. I just free-handed their little eyes, gave them a fun little mouth, and then I'm going to be going in with some pink paint to give them some little rosy cheeks, add some little freckles on there, as well as attaching the bow on top. I always feel like adding the little white dot inside the eyes feels like it brings it to life. I love doing this to like my scarecrow's eyes, as well as like snowmen or Santa or anything that I'm painting in my projects. I feel like it turned out really, really good. I just glued these bows on top and trimmed them down just a little bit. These are easy. You could have painted them orange for like more like pumpkins. I thought white kind of made it like fit more of like the marshmallow theme, but you could still definitely tell they were like fall pumpkins. But I thought they turned out really cute. Once again, would be adorable for like a tiered tray or kitchen area. My Dollar Tree had out these mega placemats. These are huge and just a really fun design on them. They're really porous, have all these holes everywhere, but a really fun, unique shape that you can put to good use for decor purposes. I'm actually going to be flipping mine over so the shiny side is down. I'm putting it with one of these wooden signs out of the Dollar Tree Plus section. They are only $3, but you also could just pick up a $1.25 canvas the same exact size. I just love these signs because whenever you turn them backwards, you instantly have a nice natural wooden frame on there, and I just love it that much. So I decided to trace the outline of this so this pumpkin will fit right down inside. I had to trim it just a little bit. Now you can spray paint over this and use it as a stencil, but I decided that I was going to just paint the actual pumpkin placemat itself and put it back on the wood sign. And then I just went with Mod Podge to attach this to the wooden sign and just brushed over it. I could have attached my bow last, but I just already did it just to see what it was going to look like. But easily just let this dry, and it doesn't take any time at all, just waiting for the spray paint to dry. But a really cute sign that was easy to do but will look so cool setting on my new bookshelves. First up, we are using 2 of these clear glass bowls and just stacking them on top of each other to create a pumpkin shape. I have done this with very large plastic bowls, and I just thought it would be more high-end looking if I used real glass. I am using this rust orange color in the 2X Rust-Oleum spray paint. The key here though is to not fully cover the bowls. You just want to keep spritzing it until you have a nice good amount of coverage, but you still can see some like space where it's a little bit transparent, and if you put a light in here you could see it shining through. So after I reached that point, I even sprayed it a little bit more. I let this completely dry and then started decorating the top to look more like a pumpkin. I do love to pick up extra of these foam pumpkins that have the prettiest stem on them. So before you toss out any old pumpkins, or maybe someone is just gifting you some old fall decor, always steal the stems off them if you're just going to throw the pumpkins out, because they are just perfect for so many different projects. So I just had to trim off the little piece that stuck down in the styrofoam, trimmed it off, and then just hot glued this right on top. This looks fun during the day, but really cozy at nighttime. And if you have followed my channel any at all the last 2 years, you know I am obsessed with pressed flowers. So I had to order some from Amazon for this container. I love this candle holder. I feel like it is gorgeous, or this container. I feel like it's so beautifully done. It matches the larger one, but it's just smaller. We haven't had anything this wide and big at Dollar Tree like this. It really is going to be a game changer. These are the gorgeous orange pressed flowers that I found on Amazon, and fairly inexpensive. I go ahead and stock up on them so that I can use them for several projects. All I am doing is using a layer of Mod Podge around the edges, and you do want to bring it all the way to the top so there's no weird lines or texture change in the glass. But go ahead and press all of your flowers to the container the best you can. Sometimes I have to go in and add a little bit more Mod Podge to that individual flower. Let this dry and then add a coat over the top of them, so over the back of them, and that's going to help seal them in. And then just pop a candle in here and it's going to light it up really pretty. But pressed flowers are one of my favorite things. I have so many pieces that I've purchased with pressed flowers in them just because I love them so much, and now that I know that I can make things on my own using pressed flowers that I can purchase, I have more control about the colors and the style. But I think it is really fun and really just looks high-end and chic to me. I have a couple of these left over from earlier this year. These make the cutest pumpkins. Seriously, I had a lot of these. I don't know why I purchased so many of them. I didn't want them to go to waste. So I thought it would be fun to incorporate them into each season so I can bring them out and put them away so I don't just have words all over my house. But I thought it would be fun to add some leaves to the top as well as the stem, just to kind of make this look like a pumpkin. And then you can just write whatever you want on there, personalize it using the letters that come with it. For the stem, I just pulled it off of one of my favorite pumpkins and then cut away the little piece that pushes down into the styrofoam. I did have to use my utility knife and cut away a little bit extra just so it would sit flat at the top of this, glued it down, and then I was ready to personalize it. I went with the classic "It's Fall, Y'all," but you could put your last name on here, or welcome to, and then your last name at the bottom. This surprisingly does come with a lot of letters, and I thought I didn't have any more L's because this one took 4, but I just had to flip them over and found plenty. But a cute way to display a fun message. I was on the hunt for wooden spoons, and Dollar Tree only had the ones with a silicone handle. Dollar General was even disappointing. They were sold out of all of them besides these bamboo spoons. And honestly, if you have the option, definitely try to look for something other than these slick bamboo spoons, because the rub-on transfers didn't want to attach on these very well. I really had to rub them for several minutes before it would even act like it was starting to stick to the spoon, but I still wanted to share with you all because it is possible and it still turned out really pretty and a fun way to dress these up. If you have like a crock or utensil holder on your counter, I love to take the time to put in decorative rolling pins and dressed up spoons like this. It just really dresses up your kitchen and makes it really fun and festive. After I applied all of my rub-on transfers, I am adding just a small layer of Mod Podge just to cover it so I can wipe it down. I'm not going to throw these in the dishwasher. I'm just going to wipe these off. I'm not even using them for cooking or anything. They're just for decorative purposes. After I finished the fall ones, I decided to make a Halloween set just so I could easily trade them out. I did these a little bit different though on the actual spoon itself. So either way you want to tuck it down inside of a utensil holder, whether it's the handle up or the spoon part up. I even added a couple of fun bows just to add more color, but thought they turned out really cute. I have made a similar version to this project back in the springtime with some tulips, and I knew it would be a really fun fall project. So using 2 of the hurricane glass candle holders from the Dollar Tree and 1 candlestick holder, like the little ceramic piece, I'm going to be elevating one of them, but you don't have to worry about doing that right now until the end. I go ahead and mix up a little bit of epoxy, and I'm just going to pour just a small amount in both of these jars and then add some rocks in here, and it just makes it look like it has the fake water in it. It's just enough. It's not hard to work with just to pour this down into the bottom. I'm not even worried about the bubbles or anything, and actually this epoxy that I just mixed turned out a lot clearer than the last batch that I just done, so you never know how it's going to turn out, or that's how it is in my experience. But I go ahead and pick out some of my favorite flowers from the Dollar Tree, which is these tiny little sunflowers. They just say wheat on the tag, but they are really pretty, and I just push them down into the resin and let this cure before adding it to my candlestick holder. I kind of kept this muted with the dark red and the gray candlestick holder, but you could add as much orange or add pine cones to the bottom as much as you wanted, but I still feel like they turned out really, really pretty, a fun way to display your favorite florals. A fun way to make your house more cozy is to make your own DIY custom candy jars. I love just different candy jars and s'mores decorations, and like doing a tiered tray with fun little treats or a faux coffee just to make it cozy in the kitchen and dress it up a little bit more. Once again, using some more of these wide mouth jars, I am spraying the lids with this same orange color spray paint that I had before, and then I'm going to be adding on these little drawer knobs that I have on hand, as well as adding some little leaves to the top, and then just fill this up with your favorite candy. I love using these for just decor purposes only, or you could actually use these, just make sure you're unscrewing the lid instead of picking it up by the little drawer pull. But I feel like the leaves really dress it up. It makes the perfect pop of color. So simple to do, but yet something that really dresses up any space. One of my favorite hacks is to use these fragrance packages and put them in your vases of flowers that's sitting around your house, so you're not waiting until the evenings when you've lit up a candle to get all of those fun fall smells, but you can enjoy it all day. And this is really strong, so I smell it, but it's not overbearing. I used about half of the package in a large vase. This vase and the floral picks came from Dollar General, so a very inexpensive piece, but how easy it is just to put that in there and I can enjoy that fragrance all day. I I love a good basket with a throw in there. Dollar Tree right now has these little wicker or woven baskets out in the plus section. This was $5, but I felt like it was a great deal. I know if you pick up large baskets anywhere else, you're going to pay $10. I just threw a throw in there, and then I found this orange pumpkin pillow at the Dollar Tree in the plus section. Absolutely too cute just to stack those up, and just ties everything together. I know this is going around online, using food coloring and glue to paint on glass and make it look like stained glass. This actually worked really well. It does tend to get a little streaky, so I tried to be careful with it, but I am just applying it to 2 glass candlestick holders. Now, I do want to say that I purchased this artificial food dye at the Dollar Tree, and they had the colors with the wrong lid. So they put the wrong color lid on the wrong bottle. So I did mess up and have to refilm this and mix it up again. But I am mixing a little bit of red into my clear glue and then just paint it directly onto the glass. I ended up letting this dry and then painting on a second coat because there was a few little streaks. But the second go around, it turned out a lot better. This is just adding a pop of color to normal everyday glass. I think it would be fun to collect some glassware from the thrift store and just try this in different shapes and styles. But a really fun little project that's easy to do, but a fun way to transform your glassware. Since we are talking all about candles and neat hacks in this video, I had to share this little plug-in candle light from Amazon. You get a 2-pack for, I think it was under $15, but these are the neatest things. So this actually has a sensor on it, so it comes on whenever it gets dark. It has a dimmer switch so that you can make it as dim or bright as you want to. I've talked many times about when we built our new house, we had to have so many plugs in the backsplash, and sometimes it's just an eyesore having an empty plug. So I purchased these thinking that it would really dress up this space. I wanted to show you guys how the little sensor worked and how it's coming on. Even if you lean up against it or turn the lights out, it pops on, which I feel like is really pretty. It also works as a night light at nighttime. I ended up using 2 above my stove and my backsplash, but I feel like it really makes it look so much better than just those empty plugs. So a really fun mention. I'll have that linked down in the description box, but a really cool find. And this is the craft I was talking about before, using the books and actually using or keeping the design on the edges of these. I wanted to kind of think outside of the box, another way that I could actually use these book stacks without turning them into more books, and that is actually to make a fun riser out of them. So once again, the design on the edges of these is absolutely gorgeous. I just think it's so pretty and screams fall, so I wanted to just put these to good use because I do add so much green and this muted orange color to my decor. So the coloring was perfect. I love the patterns. I did sand on them a tiny bit just to make them look a little bit more distressed. And in some areas they had a little like imperfections, so it covered that over. But I ended up just gluing these 3 together and then just painting the top with some mineral color chalk paint to cover up all of the words and all of the ripped areas. And this is just going to make the perfect base to just add anything on top, kind of like a riser, but you're getting a couple of inches here that are just really pretty and adding color to it instead of just using like a normal solid wood riser. I ended up having to do 2 coats on this, letting it completely dry, but you can see how gorgeous it looks dressed up with just a simple pumpkin and a string of beads on top, but love this fun pop of the fall colors. Now Dollar Tree has out tons of different patterns and colors when it comes to pumpkins, and you can look for any one, mix and match what you like, but I was not going to let those 2 pumpkins that I stole the stems off of earlier in this video for a different project for the little faux marshmallows. I wasn't going to let these go to waste, so I'm actually going to be pairing them with one of these little sweater pumpkin picks, and how cute is this? I actually even have another one. You could stack it up, get like a larger one and make your own stack, but I am just putting those right on top, and honestly, as simple as this is one of my favorite projects that I've made in this video. Thank you all so much for checking out today's video. Please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on more fall content coming your way. Please leave me a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy crafting. Bye.